So congratulations. This is not an easy topic, and I can see from the comments that I'm getting from in the chat room from Dimitri and Thomas and Rabia that there's not much more that I can actually teach you after this. So Dimitri says we'll do another party. I've actually got a glass of Merlot Reserve Vergelegen from South Africa here, looking at me. But I think I'll need a raki to really say goodbye to you guys. Fantastic. It's around the corner from where I used to live. That's why I get the wine from there. I buy it in Germany and have it shipped over to Greece. The postman came with 2 boxes of wine. Each of them had, I think, was it 18 bottles inside? So he was like, what is inside there? Anyway, so he brought 2 bottles, two boxes, and then the next week he brought another 2 boxes. And he's like, what's going on here? We've got all this wine in Greece. Why are you buying wine from South Africa? He's like, you don't understand. Sorry, Costa. Okay, so well done. Obviously, this book is important. Thomas did a check. Thanks, Thomas. I really appreciate that. Thomas did a check, and you can't change private fields in the superclasses from the subclass. That's what I thought. So thank you very much for clearing that up. Good. Okay. So obviously this book is my recommended book. One of these guys actually sent me an interesting piece of code, and it had a deadlock in it. It's really funny. Resource deadlock. He said, let me show you a better way of doing this stuff. I said, great, thanks. I tried it out, this Fibonacci series. And I ran it, and it worked fine on my laptop. And then I uploaded it to my server. Because I've got more cores, it actually went and it deadlocked there. Okay. Doug Lee, of course, this is a foundation. You should definitely have read this at some point. It's a bit old, but some good background information in it. This book is terrible. It's really horrible. You should definitely buy it and look at it. The reason I say it's terrible is because it contains coding mistakes. If you try and actually use the code, you won't actually be able to compile it. But it explains very nicely how things are working under the covers in many cases. So many times if you ask a question of Doug Lee or on the concurrency list, somebody will say, have a look at the book, The Art of Multiprocessor Programming, chapter 5, blah, 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 page 25. And you'll see there a very nice explanation of what's actually going on underneath the covers. So there's a new book out, a second edition, which hopefully will have less errors. But you don't really need the code. It's more explaining what's going on underneath. So it's good as background reading. Java memory model, which explains how memory is managed, which of course is what concurrency is all about. And something else to do with the phaser, which I didn't know. Discovered yesterday, one of my many discoveries. Did you know that phaser is compatible with fork join? Who knew that? Tell me who knew that. What it means is the following. What does it mean when phaser is compatible? Dimitri didn't know that. It means that if inside a fork join thread, you say arrive and wait, or await advance, or one of those, right? What it actually does is it starts another thread inside the fork joint thread, inside the fork joint pool, in order to keep your parallelism at 2. When you construct a fork joint pool, you cannot specify the maximum number of threads. The only thing you can specify is the desired parallelism. Parallelism, I can't say that word. The desired parallelism. And I haven't had that much wine that would affect it. It's just a really hard word to say. And so the desired parallelism is what you specify. So if your one thread gets stalled with a phaser, then another thread is simply started. Brilliant. And then they are simply activated again, and when the phaser wakes up, then the thread will be paused until the parallelism is down to the desired level again. So it's a different pool. I didn't even know this. I had no idea about this stuff. I really thought that it's like a thread pool, but it's not. It tries to maintain a certain level of parallelism, and if you have too many threads being made or too many phases being weighted, you'll actually have more threads being made. Of course, by doing this, you can run out of threads on a lot of architectures. So you don't want to have too many threads participating in a phaser. But this is the only mechanism that we've got in Java which allows us to communicate between threads that are inside a fork joint pool. You can't use wait notify. You can't use count on latch. You can't use cyclic barrier. You can only use phaser. So, of course, it's in the Java docs. it's there. I mean, it's right there. It's there. But I never understood what it meant. See? Anyway, no. Off topic. Okay. Thomas is asking an IntelliJ question. I'll try and answer that offline. Okay. Concurrency lists. Concurrency interest is a very good one. Concurrency interest is it's a mailing list which you should be a member of. Please don't say anything unless you have something important to say. There are a lot of people on that. I've been amazed at the number of people I've bumped into at conferences and just generally who mentioned to me, oh yes, I enjoyed your post or something. I said, what, you're also on that list? It's really very widely read. It's not that high volume normally, although I do have quite a substantial amount of backlog that I have to sort through. Cliff Click, Scalable Utilities, also have a look at the Goldman Sachs utilities which are available. They've got a very nice coding kata that you can use for practicing. Event-driven architectures, of course, GPARS, Hadoop, and Mechanical Sympathy, a blog that you also should read. Martin Thompson, who's joining us, Crete. And very interesting observations that he's discovered by looking at what the hardware is doing underneath. Okay, and yeah. So that's it. Thank you very much. And the end. Thank you. Any questions? Any further questions? Whilst you think about the question, I'm going to quickly figure out if I can figure out this analysis tool for Mr. Thomas Davimont. If Thomas can't find it, it probably doesn't exist anymore. Okay, let's go click here and say analyze, inspect code. Right, so the exercise deadline is end of February. I'm just giving you a deadline, so it's something to work towards. Sorry. By the way, it's end of Feb 2013. Huh? Just so you know. So let's just make a new one. Copy. Unused code. Empty. Okay. I would say it probably will be under. Let's search for unused. Unused. Unused redundancy. I'm not sure if that's declaration, if this is. Yeah, I think it's this one. Unused declaration. Thomas, yeah, you don't need to send me anything. You've sent it already. So since last year, November, I haven't added. If I've changed something, you don't need to redo it. If you've not sent it, then do send it. But if you haven't actually, if you've sent something already, then don't do it again. Thanks, Rabe. Rabe says, I think I don't even know how much I've learned during the past years. I only notice sometimes when I explain something to somebody and I'm amazed that I have a whole bunch to tell about a topic that was unknown to me or just not interesting some years ago. And I've noticed that about you guys as well. You know, you're seeing it yourself, but I'm also seeing it in you. Yeah, I think this was the one that I wanted to use. When I started speaking to you 2.5 years ago, I didn't get nearly as much back from you as I do now. I mean, now when I speak to you, I mean, there's like Dimitri's going, hey, this one, try that, try that, try that. Thomas comes with a whole bunch of ideas. Rabia does too. And that's been very exciting for me as well to see this. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how much more I can actually give you guys. But anyway, as I said, be patient. Something else will come, which I think will be quite interesting for a lot of people. Good. And with that, I'm going to say good night. It's 20 to 11 here. And I've been up since very, very early. And yeah. So thank you very much for this wonderful time. And have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.